County Human Relations Commission, and I'd like to say a couple of things about the commission.
Recording in progress.
We have statutory responsibility for looking at a number of things in terms of discrimination. Recently passed legislation by the county council provided us with a method of enforcing an administrative subpoena, defined certain terms relating to equity and human rights in the Human Relations Commission, stated the public policy and purpose for anti-discrimination provisions, provided for preemption of certain discrimination complaints, provided for enforcement of violations of anti-discrimination provisions, adding protections against discrimination in public accommodations and employment, revising certain requirements for membership on the Human Relations Commission, modifying powers and duties of the Human Relations Officer, modifying the powers and duties of the Human Relations Commission to include complaints regarding discrimination in employment and public accommodations, and requiring an annual report by the Human Relations Commission, modifying the time for filing a complaint alleging discrimination, providing for the process and time for filing of an answer to a complaint of discrimination, modifying the process for initial review of a complaint of discrimination, establishing a process for investigation, referral, and hearings on complaints for discrimination, requiring the rules of procedure of the Human Relations Commission to be posted on its website, providing for civil fines for violations of anti-discrimination provisions, providing for enforcement of orders issued by the Human Relations Commission, and generally relating to general provisions and boards, commissions, and similar bodies. To say in a nutshell, what this means is that our responsibilities have been expanded to not only include housing discrimination, but public accommodations and employment, with the, I think the goal being to streamline complaints that may come in and get a more speedy answer than referring, for example, employment and public accommodations complaints to the state, which can take quite some time. So I wanted to make sure that everybody knew these responsibilities have been expanded. We're in the process of figuring out how to address these new responsibilities, and we will be moving into executive session with the Office of Law to get a better understanding of what our responsibilities are tonight. But underlying all of these statutory responsibilities is a general goal to make Anne Arundel County the best place for all, a goal that both the county executive and the county council endorse. So with that, I'd like to take the roll. I'd like to note that Commissioner Michaels has an excused absence. Commissioner Gaskin, if you would just go ahead and say present or here, that would be fine.
Present.
Commissioner Avila. Okay. Commissioner Dedone. Commissioner Ferris.
I'm here.
Commissioner Apter. Commissioner Bodala. Commissioner Sorrow.
Present.
Commissioner Hatcher. Pardon? I didn't. Again, Commissioner Hatcher, are you here? Okay. Commissioner Newman? Commissioner Newman is here. You can you can say present or here.
Present. Thank you.
Okay,
Present.
thank you. And Commissioner Peterson, I'm here. Okay, I believe that we have five commissioners. Let's see. Five commissioners, including myself. Let's see. I believe that's right. Yeah, we have five. And I'm thinking that we have a count of, I believe it's 10 commissioners now. And so with five, I believe that gives us a working majority. Is that correct? Anybody knows Robert's Rules of Order?
Chairman Peterson, I see that Commissioner Hajieva she sent an email saying she was joining via phone and was waiting online.
Oh, okay.
To be let into the meeting. So that
All
might
right.
answer our question if we have six.
Yes, we have six. Okay.
If she's, I don't see where we can add her on as panelists, but maybe Chanel can do that.
Yeah. Chanel, do you know how to take care of that?
Hi, she's on executive sessions.
Oh, she's on the wrong one.
Yeah, she's on the wrong one. I'll let her know.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And if she doesn't have the link, send her the link too.
Okay, I will. All right, thanks guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. Guess I say, given all that, we'll wait a few more minutes. And maybe we can go to the Unity Day debrief, perhaps. Director Smith asked that this be put on the agenda. I know we've had some generalized discussion, but I'd like to see if there's additional ways to debrief. And what I would recommend is that we talk first about the things that we have or have not covered that worked, and then talk about the things that need improvement. So any comments on those things that worked for those that attended, because I know we didn't have and that's another issue I'll speak to after we do go through the discussion.
I think I may be the only one of us that attended. Unless Commissioner Gaskin, were you there? I can't remember. No.
Oh.
So I think I was the only one there. There were a lot of positives. We had some great partners, vendors that showed up. Homestead Gardens brought lovely plants, trees for everyone to take home with them. I had assumed they would just be bringing little Dixie cups with a sprout in it, but they actually brought lovely, large trees for people to take home as a symbol of unity and growth, and the theme that we had for the session or for the meeting. We had wonderful speakers. We could not have asked for better weather. So if we could bring that to the next event, that's something I think we should definitely confirm as soon as possible. I really thought that the event came off really without a hitch. Duncan was there with coffees. The park rangers could not have been more helpful. The park could not have been a better setting. It was beautiful with the bay behind the speakers. We heard after the fact, I did not realize at the time, switching over to maybe some things we need to work on for the next time, is that parking was an issue. And that people were being looped around and not able to get in due to parking limitations, which means we had a lot of people there. But we'll need to work on that for the next one. Overall, it was really inspiring. Great speakers. It was a really great event. I wish that we had more folks there so that more folks from our group there so that everybody could have participated. It was really a really good event, I thought.
Okay. If there aren't any other comments, I guess one of the big concerns I have, and I was ill, so I couldn't make it that day, but if we're going to do these kind of events, we have to have greater participation among the commission, because we invite others, particularly if you look at the last event and the event before that, we had support from the Park Service, from the Anne Arundel County Police Department. It is tracking with the Unity Day effort in the public school system. In fact, that's how we initially got involved with this. So I think that we're going to have to generally have the committee, the planning committee was fine, but we're going to have to generally have a commitment of more commissioners to make the event, because when we do things like this, we represent the Human Relations Commission, but we also represent the county. So that's a generalized concern that I have. And so my feeling is that we will continue to support the event, and we will look for greater participation among all commissioners. Any comments or any takes on this other than what we've heard so far?
I'm so sorry I was unable to get away from my client. Do you mind briefly repeating what your late commissioner missed?
We were talking about the positive things that occurred on Unity Day, and some things that could improve the process. We discussed parking was a problem. We had great participation from the schools and from the community. That was a plus. And the other thing that we need to work on is get greater participation among commissioners, because if we're going to sign up for this as a commission, then we have to have more than one commissioner present, which I think is what we had at the event.
We had two.
We had two. Okay. I stand corrected.
I was there.
Okay.
As you recall, I took over and did the delivery portion. I did the presentation.
Okay.
I concur with that assessment. It was a lovely evening. And I particularly want to thank Asha Smith and Dr. Maisha Gillens, for reading my comments on the fly as I kind of threw them at them as I drove in one case and walked in the other case right past them, and their support as I amended as necessary. So thank you. Thank you
All
for
right.
the opportunity.
And thank you for those comments. So what my general, as I was saying, Commissioner Daydoni, my general impression is that we will work to make this continue to be an annual event. And we have good participation in the planning part of it. And we'll work to secure a greater presence on the day of. Because I think if you block it out on your time schedule, it's about a couple hour commitment between hours of 4 and 6, pretty much. So I want to thank everybody who participated in the planning, and of course the event that day of, and look forward to having the event this coming year. Any other comments?
I just want to add, I forgot to mention what a really great job the kids did, all the students that came and participated. They were really, I thought from the little ones to the big ones, they were such a wonderful part of the event. And then I think it's really telling that all of the vendors and the people who sponsored and participated are already ready to go for the next year. For next year, that's a good sign. So
Yes, indeed, I agree.
Yep, that was it.
Okay, want to move on to our next item, which is on I think it was April 26th. Director Smith sent out some information on Department of Justice training, 2 different types. One, which I believe we should do first, which is conflict resolution training for individual commissioners. And then there's a larger event and training that would occur with both the commissioners and community. We sent out, or Director Smith sent that out in April. She sent another reminder in May, and we got some feedback on it. And it looks like the preferred dates are June 22nd and 23rd. It's a 4-hour block of time on each day. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. And I know people value their weekends, but this is the best time probably to do this, since it's a 4-hour block. And the idea here would be to recommend that we move forward with those 2 dates, June 22nd and 23rd. I need to hear from commissioners now in terms of the selection of those dates and willingness to sign up to participate. I think we've got about 4 who have already agreed to attend.
Could you state the dates again?
Pardon?
Could you state the dates again, please?
June 22nd and 23rd.
Acceptable. Thank you.
Okay.
Do we know the time? I think I sent in a note that I have a volunteer commitment in the morning on the 22nd.
Chanel, do you have something on times for that?
Hi, Eugene. Not at this time, we don't, but Lisa, I do have a note that you wouldn't be available to after 2 p.m. Is that correct?
Yeah, probably if I squeezed, I could make it depending on where it's located. I might be able to make it by 1, but I will be in Linthicum at the library until noon.
Okay. I'll make a note of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. The other thing that,
I'm sorry, is this in-person training?
yes, it is in-person training.
Then on the 23rd, I would not be, where is it going to be?
We haven't established the place yet. We need to establish a contact person who would get all that information out to the commission. But my assumption is it would be in somewhere in one of the county buildings.
If it's in Annapolis area, I can be there at 11 o'clock on Sunday, the 23rd, but I too have an obligation that's going to run until, in my case, at 10:45.
Okay, and my assumption would be that it would probably be in the Annapolis area.
The Juneteenth parade is on the 22nd. I don't
Okay.
know how much of a conflict that is.
I don't hear any
I guess we just need to know the time.
pardon?
I just need to know the time of the training. Do you think it'll be in the morning, like 9 to 1, or?
My feeling is that it would be start in the morning. What we really need to do, and Director Smith asked, is to establish a contact person who would be able to get in touch with DOJ, and we would give them our requirements. Like, do we want to have it in the morning? Do we want to have it in the afternoon? How does that work for DOJ? And then work out around the dates. Because if we don't do it in June, we're looking at July. So I would need a commissioner to volunteer to be the contact person. Is anybody up for that today? Okay. I will list myself as the contact person to start out with, but I'll need to transfer that responsibility to someone else. Hopefully.
I can do that. I couldn't unmute myself fast enough.
Oh, okay.
But I can be the contact person, but I can't do that morning of the 23rd. So and I would just want to know how much participation we need to or want to have. Is this something that everyone needs to attend? So we really need to focus on all availability, or is
Well, the
this
idea was to get as many commissioners as possible to go through the training.
right?
Because we're gonna have other required training with our new responsibilities, I would assume.
Yeah. Okay, so I can coordinate with Director Smith to get the contact information and try and coordinate that.
Okay, and we could see if DOJ would be willing to do it either in the morning or afternoon sessions, right?
Yeah.
And
Sure.
so that would address some of the concerns that people have.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Sorrow. One other item, which is not on our agenda, but which I would like to bring to everybody's attention again. We need a secretary for the organization. Right now, we're operating, I think, not in statutory alignment with what we're supposed to do, because in addition to selecting a vice chair, we need to have a recording secretary. I've been kind of trying to patchwork it myself, but it would be good if we could get someone to volunteer to do that. The thing I would point out to commissioners is that the notes don't have to be extensively detailed, but we have to have notes. The most important things are if we take motions, who made the motion, who seconded the motion, and whether or not it passed unanimously, or what the count was in terms of passage of whatever motion the commission decides to adopt. And it is helpful to go on YouTube, because all of these meetings that are recorded are put on YouTube, so that the person who is doing the secretarial responsibilities can go to the YouTube video and take whatever additional information that they do not have, because I assume the secretary would either do shorthand during the meeting or wait for the video to come out and then look at the video and then make notes from that. So that's an extra added help for the secretary. So I don't know if we have any volunteers tonight. Are there any volunteers tonight?
I'll volunteer. If no one else
Okay.
does.
Thank you, Commissioner Ferris, and appreciate you doing that. And so we will list you as the secretary.
Happy to be the sacrificial lamb.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Yep.
you. Okay, so we now have a secretary, and I will work with you if we can work together on it. Okay.
Sounds good.
At this point in time, I'd like to again deviate from the printed agenda and say that everyone, I apologize for getting the minutes out so late, but you all should have gotten a copy of the minutes. And I wonder if there are any, if we could get a motion to adopt the minutes of the April meeting with any corrections or changes.
Seconded by Mary Dodoni.
Pardon?
Moved by Jaden Ferris, seconded by Mary Dodoni.
Okay, let me get this down.
I had one correction.
Okay,
Where in the minutes it references fair housing checkers,
yes,
that should actually be fair housing testing and fair
Okay.
housing testers,
okay, I
Just
will,
to avoid any confusion.
okay, I will make those changes and send it out to everybody so you can see that the changes were made. And I think these are posted, is that right, Chanel? They're available for the public, I guess.
The agenda is available.
Yeah, but what about the meeting minutes? What happens with them? Are they available too?
I don't think so, but they can be if you would like for them to be posted.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Okay.
The
Okay,
meeting minutes were posted online in the past, and I believe there is a requirement. You'll
think
probably
there's
know this better
requirement.
than I do, Chanel, but I think there's a requirement they be posted.
Yes, I think so.
But that might be obviated by the fact that we have the video online. I always want to argue that that's a better thing.
Okay, well, we'll have Chanel look into that and then we'll follow suit.
Don't use the word suit, please.
Okay. We'll follow through then. That's better. Director Smith is at another engagement tonight, and I wonder, Chanel, did she leave any information on activities, or will that be sent out via email?
I will check with Director Smith and see what her preference will be.
Okay. There is no report from our HRC liaison with the Annapolis Human Relations Commission, because that would come from Commissioner Hatcher. And so we thought we would perhaps go to 7, but it looks like we're ready to adjourn. Chanel, were you able to get in contact with the people from the Office of Law to see if we can plug in as soon as we adjourn, or should we come back at 7?
We can be ready as soon as we adjourn.
Okay. At this point in time, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn and move to executive session.
I move to adjourn and move to executive session.
Okay.
Commissioner Dodoni seconds the motion. Jaden,
you.
thank me for saying my name later.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, we will move from our meeting, regularly scheduled meeting, and reconvene as a commission in executive session. It'll be limited to the commission to talk with the Office of Law about the new statutory responsibilities we have.